this computer. So, welcome to another week, another meditation session. And these meditations are opportunities to be present. Sometimes when we join Zoom calls or when we watch videos online, there can be a part of us that is really wanting healing. Still, that a sense of a part that wants something. And I want to say, hi, welcome. This part that really works so hard for you. I want to say hi to this part. I recognize this part. And I wonder if in this moment you can send some loving kindness to this part. This is the diligent worker bee part. Such a tireless part, just keeps on going. I want to say to this part, you're very welcome here. Maybe you yourself can even say, hey, I see how hard you're working for me to keep me safe. And the invite for the next hour or a little bit less is for this part to relax, to take a well-earned break. Maybe it wants to sit in a hammock in the forest. Maybe this part wants to dive into the cool, clear sea. Beautiful, warm ocean water. Maybe this part just wants to snuggle up to you and just sit here as you both listen. In fact, as your whole family listens. Internal family. This is story time. See if you can take a lovely breath. Let's prepare for this story time. You're taking a breath, noticing where or if there's any tension in your body. And maybe just sending a gentle, hi, I see you. You can soften now. See if you can allow the next 45 minutes or so to just luxuriate in presence, in just being. We spend most of our life doing, thinking, planning, worrying, just for this little while. Let's tune into being. And there might be parts that don't really know how to be. What is this being? They might ask, how do we do being? Our beingness or our presence is not something that we attain by doing. In a way, we are already naturally presence. Everything else gets layered over the top of that. So then parts might think, oh, easy then. I then need to strip all the parts away and presto, I'm in being, I'm in presence. Well, that's doing. Realize there's nothing to do in order to be. There's nothing to do in order to be. That doesn't mean we stop doing or that we try to do nothing. In fact, it's possible for you to listen to this and do the dishes, go for a walk, go for a jog, organize some paperwork. Our beingness doesn't disallow doing. There's no competition here. There's no better or worse. And if you wanted to try this out, notice how it feels to shift your posture. If you're sat down and it feels fairly comfortable to just be, notice how if you stand up, you can maintain the quality of beingness or your awareness of presence. Beingness doesn't need us to be perfectly silent in some kind of a meditation posture. In fact, the whole point of practicing meditation is to be able to bring that into our everyday life, into our conversations in the supermarket, our conversations with our work colleagues, our families. I invite you right now to stand up and move and notice if you lose the quality of beingness as you do that. Notice that whatever you're doing, beingness follows like a faithful servant, a little bit like you can't really outrun your own shadow. Had you seen those sweet videos of when a 1-year-old child first notices their shadow and starts running away from it? And wherever the child goes, the shadow follows. This is what presence or beingness is like. It's always with us. Even when we seem lost in the activity of worry, stress, presence is always there. So it's not a question of whether you're present or not. Presence is the baseline, is who you are, and then everything else gets layered over the top of that. So it's what is in the way of you knowing yourself as presence. And of course, what's in the way is the way. So the moment we look at what appears to be in the way, it tends to ease, it tends to soften. And it might be that as we practice or as we attune to presence, that we do need to carve out a little bit of time where we sit down in a quieter room and give ourselves just 20 minutes a day, even 5 minutes a day. But eventually it's possible to attune to the quality of presence, even in a busy supermarket, in an airport. It's like the layers no longer veil our ability to be present. We can be with the layers and know ourselves as presence. We seem to intuitively understand that if we want to be good at something, like if we want to run a marathon or if we want to learn to play an instrument, we understand that we'll need to put in some effort, some hours practicing. Yet somehow with meditation, we expect to immediately get it. And if we don't, there's that sense of, I'm not good enough. I can't be present. My mind's too busy. A busy mind is not an obstacle to presence. Just as in IFS, parts are not obstacles to self. The very presence of a part points to the blank canvas of self. A little bit like if you're watching a movie, that movie must be playing on a screen of some sort. If you like, when we first come to meditate, it's as though the movie is very loud. Maybe it's being played at double speed and everything's quite fast. And then imagine having a dial where you tune the volume down to a level that feels really comfortable and pleasant. You slow the scenes enough just so that you can watch them with a sense of gentleness, compassion, witnessing or witnessing. So in a way, meditation is a kind of technology that helps us to modulate how fast and how loud the movie plays on the blank canvas of self. But no matter how loud the movie, No matter how fast or bright the images, the screen itself, the blank canvas of the self, is not changed. It remains present throughout. But we can be skillful at adjusting or modulating the colors, the volume levels. We might even be able to modulate the plot line, the characters. And occasionally we find ourselves alternating in between the blank canvas of self and the movement and the activity of the parts, so that we're sometimes the actors and sometimes we're just the setting itself. Ultimately, we're both, always both, because we can't separate the parts from self. So if you just sit back for a moment and watch what's being played on the canvas of self. We can actually attune to what each part, what each character in a movie needs. Do they need a little warmth? Do they need a different color? Do they need gentle music? Does any part need a hand on your chest or on any part of your body that feels comforting? And maybe some parts are really pleased that you're here. Just relaxing, sitting back, watching with a gentle, attentive gaze at your inner world. Noticing, being with. Maybe that isn't enough. But maybe other parts want some help. Maybe some parts are stuck in scenes that are not very pleasant, that are fearful. What do those parts need now? And witnessing might be enough. Another word for witnessing is presence or being. And if there's curiosity here, you might even notice, what is witnessing for me? How do I witness? How does self witness the activity? And for me, witnessing seems to have different layers, ranging from this peaceful, silent void. That's just total peace, a kind of nothingness. And then within that, I can discern a layer of more active presence, more active witnessing. And then there's a kind of another level, which is an experiencing witnessing, where we can actively help our parts, update our parts, offer them whatever they need as part of the process of memory reconsolidation. So this, for me, there's at any given moment in time, there's an attunement to multiple scales of witnessing, ranging from total silence, total void, through to active participation. Initially on my healing journey, I found myself in the more active redoing or doing over or going over the scenes of my parts, updating, retrieving, and now I find that immediately there's just this peace, total peace, total presence. We could say witnessing without a witness. And once we glimpse this void, this total silence and presence, we can then tune into it and deepen our experience of it, so that we can then sense it even amidst the busyness of our life. So that initial glimpse, or an awakening to the void, really helps us to deepen and extend that void into more and more areas of our lives. So that this sweet presence, sweet calm can really trickle down into every facet, every hidden corner, every internal and external interaction. It's like the sweetest song permanently with us. And if you've sat for this 45, 50 minutes and you've experienced some contraction, pain, some uncomfortable feelings, that's all welcome too. See if you can extend a warm note of gratitude to all the parts that that are here. And maybe set an intention to return to any parts that might need a little bit more tender, loving care, some more witnessing. However, that witnessing is for you. As we come to the end of the meditation, see if you can take a more intentional breath into the chest. Letting yourself yawn, sigh, sway, rock, stretch. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Mm. Thank you. Thank you for joining.